Hello, Rise and Thrivers. Welcome to Monday's episode, August 19th of 2024, not at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this evening. And that's okay. We'll talk about that very shortly. But thanks for joining us here live on location in Exuma, Bahamas. So before we even get started about the conversation and everything else, let's remind you who we are. We're Rise and Thrive Together, a vibrant community committed to educating and empowering and equipping you to get the results that you want through real talk, taking real actions to have the results you want. So thanks for being here. I'm so excited. This is the first time I get to be with my sister, Raquel, and thanks for joining us as we continue this month's topic, prioritizing your life. And we will now explain to you, or Raquel will explain to you, why she is so smiley and laughing so much. Hey,
Oh my gosh. Hey, Rise and Thrivers, what's going on? Talk about challenges and just taking it in stride. It's what we did. So we did like a full 18 minutes of our show 18 minutes ago, and we didn't go live.
Nope, we weren't live.
We were not live. Totally hilarious. And we love it and we laugh through it, and it's all good, right? Because we're here now with you. Hey, whoever's watching, listen, we are here in Exuma, Bahamas. Amazing, amazing. Let's just quickly, I want to tell you about next week. Next week, we're going to have Dr. Shanique Carmichael and Miss Pat Barrett. Shanique is the one president and founder, with along with her husband Mike, of Leah's Hopes and Dreams, and Pat and Stu Barrett are the founders of Rutland and Parsons. You'll see it on our shirts, and we'll explain all of that. But they'll be on with us next week. Why next week and not today? Because we were talking all month of August about prioritizing your life. And so the team is out to dinner. And Reg and I were like, no, we don't need dinner. We need our Rise and Thrivers. So we are here with you because you are part of us prioritizing our lives. Okay. So we need you to know that. And that's not just empty words. That's real talk. We're here. Clearly we're here. Clearly we just told you what happened that we're late. We just were spazzing, enjoying this beautiful, beautiful country, and just didn't go live. Anyway, we were talking. But next week, the team, we'll be back. All of us will be back stateside, and we'll be able to chat with them, hear from hopefully some of the medical panel that Reg is going to tell you about what we mean by a medical panel and what that's all about. She's going to also catch you up on what we've done so far, and then we'll go from there. But we want you to think about this as you're listening to us. How are you prioritizing your life? And if you have started, share with us how. What are you doing? What are you up to? What's going on? We want to know about this prioritizing your life and all of that stuff. Okay? Take it away.
Awesome. Hey, so just quickly as we're talking prioritizing our life, again, this is our priority. So one, I want to be able to say to you right now, as she said, they're out to dinner. We ate. So we did prioritize our health, right? That's important. And super, super happy. Hey, I am super excited because I'm going to talk to you about medical mission, which we want today. Hi, Felicia. Felicia and I met today at the Medical Mission Clinic. Amazing. Small world. So let's talk about the medical mission, right? We'll go backwards, but we're going to start forwards from today. Today was our first day of the medical mission. Tomorrow will be our second day and our final part of the whole service, being of service.
So I'll ask, what do you mean medical mission?
Let me tell you about that. So thanks so much to Parsons and Rutland.
Rutland and Parsons.
I keep doing that. Sorry, Pat. Rutland and Parsons. They provided an amazing medical team, from pharmacy experts to nurses, everything that you can think of. And they provided these services for the community. And Felicia was one of those people. Felicia, since you're on here, I'm going to put you on the spot, girl. If you could throw in the comments your experience, what you got, some of the services provided. Every person on the island had an opportunity for free to walk in and have an opportunity to learn and get checked on about their health. So from cholesterol, blood pressure, checking your eyes, even breast exams, every possibility. And when they were done, they were able to walk over with all that information provided by those experts, where Raquel got to sit down, speak with them, and then all the pharmacy team was able to provide medications for free so that they can walk around from over the counter, right? And take that with them so that they can then go to their local clinic or other people that they see and kind of match up. It's really important here, which I've learned from myself about prioritizing my life. I get to see like what I take for granted. I have doctors, right? I have those doctors that I get to see. And there she goes. Felicia writes that it's, self care was a priority for her. And being on this mission, as I was like walking people in and bringing them over to the registration table, I realized I have skipped my appointments. So I said I was going to do them. And it was like coming back here to literally make those appointments. And so it's really beautiful. They have 2 days of that. And it's just, I think we met with 70 people today, 70 people on the island. The day before, which was yesterday, there was this beautiful opportunity where we did, no, the day before was a relaxing day, right?
Well, the day before was church and deep sea fishing, but there was kind of a storm, so no deep sea fishing.
So there was self-care and whatever you chose to do. And that was on Sunday. But Saturday
See, that's what she gets for going backwards instead of starting from Friday. She's trying to be grown, y'all. I just wanted to throw that out there. Go ahead now. Get the days of the week together.
Okay. So Saturday.
Thank you. Because she said Friday. I heard
Friday.
I don't know
Saturday. Saturday, we had this beautiful opportunity to provide the Empowerment Summit. And on that Empowerment Summit was the medical team. They were able to go up there on the stage, provide lots of amazing education, really educating and empowering people and answering their questions. When we go to the doctors and we ask, right? They got to ask questions and the team was able to answer. And they got deep and they got raw. A lot of people, we kind of talk about this often, we think we know, right? Because we read something or our auntie told us something, and the team was able to answer everything you can possibly think of, from working from babies to geriatric care and everywhere in between. It's an amazing panel. And then they got to walk in 2 days later and get those answers and get into action and have that happen. So super beautiful. And I got to see Felicia because somebody knew that I was a Zumba instructor, and she shared that she's a fitness instructor and does Zumba too. So they matched us up.
What happened Friday?
Okay, so going back to Friday.
Going back? You didn't
Going
get
back.
there.
We didn't even go back. Well, I went to the rest of the rest of Saturday. They also had an opportunity to listen to us speak. So we had a lot of speakers on education, leadership, entrepreneurship, transformation, and just beautiful conversations to really just have people realize that your circumstances work for you, not against you, and how you can rise and thrive through them. That was a really great, powerful time as well, and a lot of connections and networking. Friday was the backpack giveaway, was the food, free food, toiletries. I was part of the backpack giveaway, but putting them together it started at 10. We were working from early in the morning, sorting everything, getting everything ready. By 11:15, 150 backpacks were given to children from kindergarten through high school. And that was just the beginning and the tip of the iceberg. Then all their moms and dads and grandmas and family members were getting food and toiletries and snacks and everything that they needed to get them through the times that they needed. And that was incredible.
So let's circle back. Let's go back to our topic of the month, which is prioritizing your life. How are you prioritizing your life since you're here in the Bahamas?
Me?
Well, I could be talking to the person behind us, but that would be spooky. So yeah.
Yeah. It's not a one and done, guys. It's a conversation. While we talk about real talk, prioritizing my life is working. I knew a week was going to be here. So all the things that I do in that week were conversations with family members, community members, the people that I serve to let them know where I am, where I'll be gone, who's going to be subbing for me, who's going to be taking care of X, Y, and Z and being in communication. What I didn't know was about the internet service. So again, a circumstance happened, but being where we are now, I had internet service. So when I got here and I knew that, I was able to then continue communication. And when I needed to communicate, you know, guys, I talk about community. I was able with other people who had access to internet service because my phone didn't have that. They were gracious and kind and wonderful to allow me to use their phone and communicate, continue. It's a constant conversation all the time.
Cool.
How about you?
So I had grading to do. I had a deadline to get in a syllabus for next semester. And there were times where Reg went out, she went to get like conch salad, which didn't happen. It was just a long wait. And I stayed in because that's a priority, right? It also gave me the opportunity to rest from that day and the events that took place, but I still was able to do it. The fact that I am in another country does not stop life from happening back stateside. It really and truly doesn't. It's a matter of saying, okay, I know I have to do this. Like tonight, the team is out having dinner. I don't know if I said this. I might have. It's the sun. The team is out having dinner, but our commitment to you is every Monday at 8 o'clock when we can get it together. Today it was a little late. That does not count. Don't hold it against us. But we said we're staying in because we know we've got to be here and we've got to be here for you. And we want to be, not that we got to, but we want to. We want to be here. And so this is a priority for us. I want to know how you guys are prioritizing your life. We've been talking about this all month. And if you started, tell us how. What is it that you've done to start prioritizing your life? See, because we can't wait for other people to prioritize our life, and we can't prioritize other people in our lives and neglect us. Notice the question is, how are you prioritizing your life? Not someone else's, not your kids, not your husband, not your baby daddy, none of that. We're talking about you. How are you prioritizing your life? What actions are you taking? How are you getting involved in your life? That's what we want to know. So, how's it been since you've been here?
Wow, I've got to say, it's been real. I realize when you talk about prioritizing your life, one of the conversations that we had prior to going live was the culture down here is a lot slower. Growing up in New York, Long Island, Jersey, everything is fast, right? You order food, even when you're at a restaurant, it's much quicker. She was talking about conch salad. It takes 2 hours. It's fresh from the ocean. And what I love about this man, so my first initial ego head mind went to hurry up, right? I'm sitting there like, hurry up. And then you realize like the love and the intention and the preparation that he put into making that, and a smile on his face while he's taking care of everybody else and waving. It was absolutely beautiful. And that had me thinking, since I've been here, am I rushing through things? Although I'm with people all the time, I teach a lot of different classes on a lot of different things. Am I rushing through like, good morning, and let's get class started, and all of that? Like, I'm like, this really has helped me to say, I want to be more present, more patient. And I think we've all can agree. I thought I had patience, but I realized island life, they really have patience. And it's like with a smile, like people are happy with what I thought less, right? Less. And that conversation, less is more, is coming up for me. Like less and more in the space of love for the people, intentional what I put in. So things for me to continue to reflect upon while I'm here on the plane home. And then I get to share with you how I am putting that into action. That's something I want to continue to discuss with Raquel while I'm here and reflect at home and journal and start taking that action, and that's self-awareness.
You know why I'm sitting here smiling? Because I know now it's my turn. I'm like, what I've learned is to invest in bug spray. Because invest in the company. Who is it? I don't even know. Johnson, whoever it is. And I'm not promoting or backing any one company. Let me just put that disclaimer in there. Y'all, these mosquitoes are eating me alive. Alive. I am still here, so I am alive. But if y'all see my arm, it's like Braille. And no, I'm not making fun of anyone who reads Braille. I think it's absolutely amazing. But it's like that. There's so many bumps. It's like the constellation. So that's what I've learned. And I'll be honest with you. I'll share this with you. When I was speaking at the summit on transformation, I realized something. I used to be really fast paced in talking, and I really took my time and I was slow. And I even said, hey guys, I'm from New York. So if I speak quickly, just bear with me. Somebody let me know that I'm speaking quickly. But I was able to slow my pace down because the information, the message that I was delivering had to be delivered in a specific way. Now, I wasn't intentional with it. That's just the way it flowed, right? I was on the plane. I'll tell y'all something. I was on the plane and I'm working on my notes, my key points, and all of that stuff. And some people that I knew were part of our group because we all had on the same shirts to identify ourselves. When we landed and we all got here, they were like, you were doing a lot of writing on the plane. We were curious, one, what you were writing in and what you were writing about. And I'm like, well, I'm taking notes. I'm writing out my key points that I want to speak on. I'll be honest with y'all, I normally don't do that. You can give me a subject. I don't care what it is. It could be making moon pies. And I can give you a 3-minute speech on making moon pies without telling you, well, first you crack the egg and you separate the yolk from. Nobody cares about all that. But I can pretty much talk about anything. But this time around, because of my own transformation, it was different. I needed to get this message and not just wing it. And nothing wrong with winging it, but I think every speaker went up there and they were prepared and then they filled in. Right? No one was reading. People went up there with notes and they were like, yeah, okay, so I'm gonna leave these on the side and I'm just gonna talk from the heart. I'm gonna talk about a subject that really, really matters to me and is super important. And you could feel it. You could feel the authenticity of it all. And that was absolutely amazing and incredible. So for me, I am learning, just like you, how to prioritize my life. I am learning what's important and what really isn't, and that can go on the side. So I used to have a gazillion things on my list to do. Remember last time we talked? It was to get done.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Change it to get done list. What is it? Oh, I'm gonna get on y'all now. What is on your not to not do list or don't do, whatever I said? Have you created that list? Do you have a to do and a to don't do? That was it, a to don't do, because I love not making tenses match. What to do and to don't do. What is on your to don't do list? I'll tell you one thing on my to don't do list: spend time, like I said last time, going down a rabbit hole of watching reels and being on social media and playing Candy Crush, which I like. And there's only a certain place that I play Candy Crush. I try. But now I'm getting more intentional and focused because I've made a really big decision in my life and I have no time for Candy Crush or reels or watching what people are doing. I don't really care. I have to watch what I'm doing. Right?
Yeah, I love it.
What are your thoughts?
No, I love it. What like hit me was Raquel and I do have some of our things that we love this like romantic comedy stuff in our lives. And that is some of the self-care, and we are intentional about when we watch that. Intentional. Now I'm gonna have some fun with this one. Is I was going to bed and I wasn't exhausted. I was just going to lay down. And then my sister over here was like, "You going to sleep?" And I was like, "Well, not really." I was just like really just kind of in that space of I'm just gonna go into the room. I was probably gonna do what she said, kind of check up social media. That's usually my time that I prioritize. Plenty of time to still sleep, but I give myself that amount of time. But the one thing that matters to me, which we have in common and has been my own thing, like I couldn't wait to see her and to like be in person with her and spend some of that time together. And she was watching this romantic comedy. Oh, it was brilliant. But that's one of like when I'm thinking priority, and when you asked me like the self priority was to spend some quality time with her. We do this on the phone and it feels like we're together, but we literally were together. So much fun. I'm laughing at a pillow. I felt like she was punching me left and right, but in a really loving way because we both have that same humor and it was so much fun. But also listening to you when you're like, what's on my to don't list, right? Like to don't list. Everything really has shifted to spending a lot more outside, watching the sunrise. You know, it's beautiful here. And I also live in a really beautiful area. So why am I not doing that? Right? Like, so the to don't is to no longer wake up and kind of be stuck in my home because I get up that time anyway. I'm very clear I can still go out into nature and have that. So no longer going to get up and kind of be in my house. So I really realized I've neglected that and that it has really supported me calmly. Like it really has supported me.
So getting back in touch with kind of like nature.
Yeah, and I kind of do it in a because I'm out there already. I can do it every morning.
Right.
I'm doing it here, and you know where I live, guys, in West Palm. I have a beautiful backyard. May not have the oceans, but I have a beautiful lake that I can watch and birds and watch the same sunrise.
So we're not saying don't. I said for me, what's on my to don't list is not to go down the rabbit hole. Notice I didn't say to not look at social media at
Right.
all. I didn't say that, right? Because I actually do post. You guys have probably seen our posts on our personal pages about the events taking place here. I'm saying don't get so caught up that that distraction takes you away from things that you say are important because they are on your to-do list, but you are not doing them because your to-don't list is monopolizing all of your time. Because then you'll say, well, I didn't have enough time today. You got 24 hours. I keep saying, if you can't get stuff done in less than 24 hours, it is not a matter of, I had no time. It's a matter of poor time management. And let's start to get better at that. Can we do that? And if you don't know how, there are tons of people out there in your community who can help you. And no one's perfect at it. What I'm saying is make real things a priority, whatever that is for you. And what is your distraction? Make sure you schedule. You can schedule when you're going to get distractions. I'm not saying emergencies, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that. But if you want to go on social media, I'm going to go on social media from 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Whatever you decide, schedule it and try your best to stick to it. Make a plan, do it on purpose. Purposefully stick to that schedule. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it's the words that come to me is consistency, right? So you're committed. You one, make a commitment to yourself, honor your word. Two, do that committedly, and that takes practice, like over and over again. I think I said I was going to show my schedule, so remind me, like right, accountability, and then to practice is like anything else. If you're doing gymnastics, whatever it is, you're doing it with somebody. Maybe you have a coach, maybe you do it with a friend, whatever it is. So I can just show you. When I was taught that, when I said at night I have my time, it's in my schedule when I watch social media because I know everything on my to-do list is complete for that day. And I prioritize what wasn't done that I'm not going to go do at 10:30, right? I'm not going to do at 10:30 that I have then the next morning. At 10:30, 15 minutes, I do whatever I choose to do. And that's just what that is for me.
I don't do everything on my list. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I don't. I'm not embarrassed nor ashamed.
Nope.
I just don't get all of it done for whatever reason. It may not be important. This is what we're trying to send home to you. Because it's on your list doesn't mean that it's important. It just means you do it on your list. Doesn't mean everything has to be done today. I have to get 10 things done. Remember, in this whole conversation, it is about prioritizing your life. That means what's important. Does that make sense to you guys? And if it doesn't, let me know, and I will explain it in a clearer way.
We love to know. We know there are people listening and watching. What are you hearing? What do you want to say? Share, hey, I'm struggling with, or
Right.
hey, I realize since we're talking, since I've been listening to you for the past, 25 minutes or 10 seconds, right now, making a big request. Big request. What matters to you? What would you like to make a priority? And now, or what are you making a priority? And declare that now. Like, I want to make this a priority, or I am making this a priority. And like Raquel and I said, and I'm not perfect at it. And finish the sentence for yourself. Finish the sentence.
Here's was a part of my presentation, my talk on transformation. Towards the end, I had people say, because I went to this amazing conference before I left through Johnson and Johnson, and one of the organizations involved was the hashtag I am remarkable.
Mm.
Okay. And the lady who was in charge of it, she was with another organization that I can't remember the name, amazing lady. She went around the room and asked everyone to complete a sentence. I am remarkable because. That's the question we're going to throw out to you. Why are you remarkable? Maybe you can't get this to-do list and prioritize your life because you don't know if you're worthy of it. If you matter, we are here to tell you, you matter.
You are
Okay?
remarkable.
Yes. And now all we want to know is, why are you remarkable? And we will read it in the comments, because guess what? That is our time. We have to get our beauty rest for tomorrow, day 2 of this amazing, amazing medical mission. This has been such an empowering time that we are together with all these amazing people. And I love the word amazing. So you're going to hear me say
A lot.
a lot. I love it. Okay. That's why it's called the amazing race. Anyway, guys, remember, as always, together we rise. Together, together,
Together.
together. I'm so glad to be with her. Let me just throw that in before I wrap this up.
I did it once, right?
And please, please, please keep making you a priority. And remember, together we rise and thrive. Till next time.